Folks, I'm back. Yeah, I had to take a week because my sister had a little medical thing she had to take care of, but I am back. But first of all, I will start this episode by dedicating this episode to two people. Kelly Weeks Updike was a very nice person. I had gone to school and graduated with her. She became a pretty good wife and a pretty good mother to two great children. Sadly, she passed away about 2 weeks ago. And also to Mark Thomas, who I also went to school with, who died from pancreatic cancer last night. This episode is in both of their memories. Now first, yes, Syracuse definitely is improving their position as far as going bowling. Yes, two big victories. First against Cal, and also they're against UConn at home. Of course, UConn was coached by the son of one of the most out there and shoot from the hip coaches. Young Jim Mora, I don't know if he's got the same thing as his father, but he probably wasn't saying, playoffs? You don't talk about playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Of course, heck, he wondered if he could do diddly-poo, and he wondered if he could make a first down, and of course, that sucked. Of course, now I'm doing a little bit too much of the elder Jim Mora. You know, it seemed as though Syracuse was doing everything they could to keep UConn in this game. Yeah, Kyle McCord with one of the best days ever for a Syracuse quarterback. 470 yards. Plus, Syracuse outgained UConn by about a 2-1 margin. Yet it seemed as though they were doing everything in their power to keep the Huskies in the game. Yeah, a score was not too representative of the way the game went. But heck, a win is a win, as they say. 31-24 over the Huskies, improving to 8-3. And looming on the horizon after Thanksgiving is a team that maybe we could spoil the party for if they want to make the ACC championship game. For the first time in 22 years, the Miami Hurricanes visit the JMA Wireless Dome. And you know what? We're going to turn the Hurricanes into tropical depressions. Heck, 40 years ago was the anniversary of one of the greatest plays in football history, not just college and pro, in football history. Doug Flutie's Hail Mary against Miami to give Boston College the win and also help cement him winning the Heisman Trophy. But you know how Doug Flutie is with me. Forever a Buffalo Bill, always a Buffalo Bill. And you know what? It shows the little guy can do something at quarterback. They don't have to just always be 6'2", 6'3". Flutie, heck, he showed what little guys can do throwing the football. But well, enough about Doug Flutie. Miami, the big bad Hurricanes, the big tradition that Miami has. Well, you know what? Miami is showing things of the tradition this year. They're 10-1, plus their quarterback is maybe the dark horse for the Heisman Trophy. But you know what? We could spoil the party there at the JMA Wireless Dome. It could be a big win for the Orange and really cement us to maybe a Florida or maybe even a New Year's Day Bowl. Who knows? But of course, that's wishful thinking. And of course, you've got the transfer portal. And you also got people who want to opt out. I tell you what, if you sign an NIL deal or whatever, or you do this transferring, I think it should be mandatory that if you make a bowl game, that you play in the bowl game. Yes, Kyle McCord has really cemented his status to maybe get to the pros. Heck, he's already set quite a few single-season records passing for Syracuse. But you know what? You helped us make a bowl game. You should play in the bowl game. I mean, some of these rules have definitely got to be abolished, and they got to figure out a different date for the transfer portal to open. You know, maybe like have a little sound effect there, like after the bowl games, for it to be Star Trek like, you know, shh. And of course, would Spock or McCoy or Kirk be on the other side of that portal? Or would Scotty be? Eminently logical, Captain. You know, this thing opens so college players can go wherever they want. Eminently pretty good, Spock. Pretty good analogy. What do you think, Bones? Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a physicist, or something like that, to help tell who the transfer portal is. Easy, Bones. Oh, wait a minute. There's something else coming through the portal. Oh, look at this. He's dead, Jim. All right, enough Star Trek thing, all right? You see what I think about that transfer portal. But you know what? I'm going to talk about something else with the GMA Wireless Dome. The Myron Victory Court, which is supposed to really enhance the game day experience. A 22,000 square foot space right on that side of the dome. Right on the north side, I should say. And you know what? It looks like maybe it could be really enhance it. You got a bar. You got souvenir stands. You got some of the nacho stands that are on that side of the dome. And I mean, heck, you get everybody standing there watching the big screen, watching 5 games at once, including the big screen and all other the TVs in that area. Heck, it's to help enhance it, bring it up to standards, help Syracuse land the recruits. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's time for a dose of reality. Nice little thing there, the Myron Victory Court. Well, does it really enhance the game day experience? We'll find out. And one other thing about Syracuse. I don't know if the basketball team is going to be playing from anybody from Texas anytime soon. Because you know what? They started out 3-0 with 3 cardiac kid-like victories, including a double overtime thriller against Youngstown State from the Horizon League. Pretty interesting when an ACC team has to go into double overtime against a team from the Horizon League. But then we go down to what is almost a home away from home. Wait a minute, that's Madison Square Garden. The Barclays Center seems to be a house of horrors right now for the Orange. As we go down there, we play 2 teams from Texas and Texas Tech, and we lose to them both. I don't think we're going to be playing anybody from the Lone Star State anytime soon. Heck, I don't know if we're going to be eating any steaks or any barbecue or anything, you know, that has to deal with the Lone Star State. You know what? Our game against Cornell the night before Thanksgiving may be just what the doctor ordered. You know what? Let's get ourselves some barbecue chicken, because you know what? That's what Cornell is good for. You know, the Ivy League is the Ivy League, and Cornell at times can have a pretty good team. But you know what? We got Cornell, our old friends from down there in Ithaca. And you know what? Dr. Baker, God rest your soul, let's have some barbecue chicken. Let's win. And let's have a good Thanksgiving. And I also will say, Buffalo, with its week off, is ready for San Francisco. And we'll see what happens when the 49ers come to Orchard Park. Because you know what? Brock may not be able to play quarterback. But you know what? Brock ain't Purdy. He's ugly as hell. And you know what? With George, we might have to feed him some Kittles and bits, especially to his dog. And you know what, Kittle? Get a haircut. But come on, let's do it, Buffalo. Let's keep it going, Josh. Let's beat the 49ers. And last but not least, Formula One was in Las Vegas for its race along the Strip. You know what? Jos Verstappen won his fourth consecutive Formula One title. It's pretty interesting. 40 years ago, they had a course that ran through the Caesar's Palace parking lot, E-shaped, and they raced during the day, right during the heat of the day. And I mean, it's a big step up from when it was. Heck, Alan Jones and Michele Alboreto were the two that won when Formula One was in Las Vegas the last time. And the thing is, you see the difference from over 40 years ago to now. The cars look like they stepped out of the Jetsons. But you know what? They're a lot safer. And thankfully, since the deaths of Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger, and Ayrton Senna, I should say, was a hero of mine. I really thought he was something with the way he carried himself. When he died, it really soured me on watching Formula One. But I see the advancements in the more than 30 years. And hell, Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton, and now Jos Verstappen have really stepped up to be super drivers. And let's see what happens. Formula One with a great race. But stop looking like spaceships, because I'm thinking of when I see them. George Jetson, his boy Elroy, do. All right, that's enough. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, from Kenny's Two Pennies. I'll see you next week.